Am I live yet? Cool. Okay, so the first deck I'm playing today is was given to me by Seba, who has a really freaking awesome Electro-Balance list, Electrodominance list, Electro-Balance, Electro-Balance, words that are hard to say. And honest to God, this might be my new favorite thing in Magic, because casting Electrodominance to cast Restore Balance when there's a devastating summons and you have no lands on the stack sounds like possibly my favorite thing I've ever heard of. Ever. And I don't say that lightly. So, this is the list we're going to take into some two-mans today. I know it looks like I'm drinking beer from a flower vase, but it's actually an oversized Pilsner glass. Okay. So yeah. Let's, oh no, not that deck. We'll save that deck for later. Electro-Balance. Balance. Restore Dominance. I like that name better, Restore Dominance. We must restore dominance. Okay, now I'm remember right from the start to actually fit the screen properly so I don't look like a... Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah, we'll play first. I mean, like, Blood Moon could be good. I'm gonna try keeping this. I have no idea how to play this deck. This is the very first time I've touched it. I just know that it's viable because I know the strategy is viable, and Seba is a really, really good brewer. It appears we're against Burn. Opponent gets in for 1, we go to 19, we untap, we draw a Serum Visions. So we start Serum Visions. Sulfur Falls and Steam Vents to the bottom. Going to shock Steam Vents and cast another Serum Visions, drawing a Spire Bluff Canal. Torch of Defiance seems like it might be fun. Oh no, we want Electrodominance. We want Electrodominance so we can Ancestral Vision here. Torch to the bottom, Dominance to the top. Pass the turn. But it plays a Scalding Tarn. Gets a Mountain. And plays an Eidolon of the Great Revel. Oh, that kind of turns this into a Flame Rift for them. Is there any chance we wait another turn and try and Electrodominance for 2, taking 3, and then taking 4? That's pretty nasty, but I don't really have another course of action at the ready. Yeah, okay. Play Tolaria West tapped, pass the turn. Opponent plays Swift Spear number 2. And gets in for 4. We take it and go to 12. We untap, we draw a Quicken. We'll play a Mountain, pass the turn. And we are going to attempt to Electrodominance for 2 to kill the Eidolon, and then draw 3. Opponent suspends a Rift Bolt. Attacks for 4. Red, red, blue, blue. Deal 2 damage. Then cast Ancestral Visions, target ourselves. We draw another Electrodominance. Now if we can just get a Restore Balance here, it'll be so amazing. We have Quicken and everything. We get an island. So let's sleight of hand. Restore balance. Oh, but we don't have another untapped red source. We need one more. Oh, no. Or restore balance, I think, can keep us alive, but it doesn't save us. Because if we... We could play an island, Blood Moon, and then devastating summons for a couple of creatures to block. Opponent has 2 Rift Bolts on suspend. They have another burn spell of any kind, we just lose. That's still probably our best bet. So play Blood Moon. That way if they've got a handful of Helixes and Boros Charms, doesn't work. Cast Devastating Summons. Sack 3 lands. But if they bolt here, they attack, we take 6, they cast any spell, we die. Opponents go and face. Go and face. Yep, there it is. Well, dang. Alright. It's a slight misplay on what I was supposed to be playing and when. Let's bring in... versus Burn. Anger, Engineered Explosives. We're going to go down Blood Moon. And then we're going to go down... probably Remand. Remand seems really bad versus Burn. Try like this. Heck yeah, we'll play first. Okay, Gargadon gonna be useful at some point this game. We do have an untapped Painless red-blue land. We're gonna keep off the strength of 3 Sleight of Hands and see what happens. So play Spire Bluff Canal, cast Sleight of Hand, take Restore Balance, pass the turn. Well, that's step 1. Step 2 is draw Electrodominance. Okay, Anger's not bad. Sleight of Hand. We'll take... I guess we take the island. Play an island. Sleight of Hand. And then we'll take Chandra as something to resolve after this anger. Pass the turn. Opponent shocks a Sacred Foundry. Gets an Eidolon. Gets in for 1. We take it. Untap. We draw Mountain. Well, we don't have to use a Pain land this way. We will Anger of the Gods. Take 2. Wipe the board. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays a Mountain. And second Eidolon. Suspends Riftbolt. Okay. We untap. We draw a second Restore Balance. We can play Chandra and shoot Eidolon. Then they kill it with the Riftbolt. We play Chandra, we plus. They attack it, and then shoot it with the Riftbolt. So yeah, we're playing Chandra and shooting our opponent's Eidolon down. If we draw an As Foretold here, we're going to dump our whole hand, sack every permanent we have except As Foretold to Greater Gargadon, and make our opponent really, really sad. Alright, shoot down Eidolon. Opponent untaps, Riftbolt coming off suspend. goes faced. Opponent does not care about the Chandra. Suspends another Rift Bolt. We untap, we draw a Flooded Strand. Well, plus Chandra. Cast an Opt. As foretold on top. Play a Flooded Strand, crack the Flooded Strand, get an island. Suspend Gargadon. Play as foretold. We will attempt to maintain priority and cast Restore Balance. Sack all our lands. Opponent skull cracks us. Take a bunch of time counters off Gargadon. Restore Balance resolves. Opponent sacks all of their lands. We do have a second one. Pass the turn. Rift Bolt coming off suspend. We do have a limited amount of time that we do need to kill our opponent. Ooh, opponent does not have any lands. Okay, Gargadon taking down. As foretold, taking up. We draw Steam Vents. We'll play Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent finds a mountain. Lightning bolts. Take a counter off Gargadon. We draw Devastating Summons. So if we play Talaria West, we sack both lands to Devastating Summons. We sack both creatures to Gargadon, and then Restore Balance. Our opponent's Hellbent with no lands. Yeah, I'm good with that. So play Talaria West, cast Devastating Summons with its regular casting cost. Sack 2 lands. Sack the creatures. Restore Balance. Opponent has no lands and no cards in hand. Next turn we have a hasty 9/7. So if our opponent goes land bolt, I actually don't think there's a line for our opponent. Cast a hasty 9/7. We draw Talaria West. Attack for 9. And the opponent scoops it up. That's what we've been planning to do. Whew. Feels good. That's pretty nasty. That's pretty gross to do to somebody. Just be like... But you remember, the golden rule of Magic is symmetrical effects are never symmetrical, or you're doing it wrong. So we're going to mulligan. Ooh, we're going to mulligan again. We're going to go down to 4. Okay. Keep the 4. Island to the bottom. Pass the turn. We're so toast. Top of our deck is Anger of the Gods. We might not be toast. Play Spire Bluff. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swift Spear. Doesn't give a single care in the world that we have an Anger of the Gods. We untap, we draw Electro-Dominance. Play Spire Bluff Canal, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Wooded Foothills. Gets in for 3. Serum Visions on top. We untap. We draw Serum Visions. Cast Anger of the Gods. Opponent cracks Scalding Tarn. Finds a mountain. Oh, they have Boros Charm here. to protect their permanents. Yep. Boros Charm to protect their permanents. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a mountain. We would like to draw another land. Pretty badly here. Opponent Exquisite Firecraft for 4 damage. Gets in for another 4. As foretold on top. I think that does it, but we'll draw just to see. Electro-Dominance and scoop it up. Alright, well we got game 2, but I did not play game 1 very well. I did not keep a good hand game 1 either. So, alright, we're learning. We're learning. We're learning. Oh, shoot. Where are my manners? I have not put this deck on Stream Decker. Also, 1 second while I close out of these old matches. Re-enable that extension really fast. Once I remember how to do that. Cool. Stream Decker list is up. Alrighty then. I will play first. Just the same person we just played against? I can't check right now. Alright. Well, we got a lot of cantrips. We're going to keep. Opponent mulligans to 6. Keeps the 6. Play Steam Vents. Cast Serum Visions. We draw an Opt. Remand on top. We'll put the Remand to the bottom. And I think we will keep Restore Balance. Pass the turn. Alright. Opponent starts Plains. Interesting. We draw Restore Balance. Cast a Serum Visions. We draw Gargadon, Restore Balance, and Chandra to the bottom. Play Telaria West tapped, and pass the turn. No idea what our opponent is doing right now. Second Plains. It's probably some kind of a Maria deck. Oh, Arbiter. Alright. Opponent is playing some kind of Arbiter deck. Well, let's opt. Draw Spire Bluff Canal. Play Spire Bluff Canal. Cast Sleight of Hand. Hi, Midnight Pearl. How's it going? Suspend Gargadon. Pass the turn. We're going to make people sad with this list that somebody gave me. I'm going to cast a Blade Splicer. Gets in for 2. We untap. Gargadon ticks down. We draw another Restore Balance. Okay. We'll play As Foretold. Sack a land. Sack a land. Sack a land. Cast Restore Balance for free. Get rid of all of our opponent's permanents and pass turn. When a glass makes you look little, it must be huge. It's 55 ounces. It's taller than my head. Alright, Gargadon ticking down. As Foretold, ticking up. We draw another As Foretold. I know, right? I'm going to... I think I'm actually going to cast a cantrip here. Does this work for artifacts too? Lands, creatures, and discard cards. Okay, so no, it does not hit artifacts. Cast cantrip with As Foretold. Pick up a mountain. Play a mountain. Suspend Gargadon Dose. Pass the turn. My day's been alright. Been a little bit interesting. I'm really, really sore from lifting yesterday. We did deadlifts. It wasn't what I would call fun. It's not what most people would call fun. Untap. How are you doing today, Midnight Pearl? We draw a third Gargadon. We're gonna wait one more turn. Maybe we better not. Just got done trying out the juicer? What'd you make? Sounds good. Suspend a Gargadon. Pass the turn. As long as we don't get Flicker Wisped here, I think we'll be okay. And even if we do get Flicker Wisped, we can still restore balance. Put a plays a second Aether Vial. Untap. So many triggers. We draw Flooded Strand. 4 pounds of apples made almost a liter of juice, but it wasn't as much liquid as you would like. Yeah. That happens sometimes. Cast with As Foretold. Devastating Summons. Sack a creature. Sack a creature. And restore balance. We will Wits End our opponent, as well as kill their only creature and Armageddon them. Opponent discards their whole hand, which was 2 Blade Splicers and a Restoration Angel. Now, who can win? The guy with 2 Aether Vials and no hand, or the guy with a hasty 9/7 next turn? The game is on. May the best man win. Opponent draws something that they can't play. And concedes. Whoo boy. Feels good. Versus Death and Taxes, I kind of want Anger of the Gods. Remand is super bad because they have Aether Vials. I kind of want Engineered Explosives and a Braid. And for those, we're going to take out... probably... a Serum Visions and an Opt. Try it like this. Welcome, new viewer, to the stream. I'm Kano. We're a little bit tipsy, and we're playing Electro-Dominance Restore Balance in Modern. This deck does not rely on As Foretold. There's another combo piece, which I might draw here. If I do, I'll show you. Called Electro-Dominance, which is red X, and you can cast any spell that has a CMC X or less. So for red, you can cast Restore Balance at instant speed. It's really strong. Opponent starts Aether Vial. We draw a Talaria West, so we're going to start Flooded Strand, fetch up an island, and cast Serum Visions. We draw Anger of the Gods. Anger of the Gods is a pretty good draw. We'll put Greater Gargadon on top. We might need him in a bit. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Aether Vial taken up. Opponent plays a second Plains, but nothing else. We draw a Gargadon. We'll play a Flooded Strand. We're going to go ahead and fetch a Steam Vents now. If I had Scalding Tarns, I'd be running them, but I can't afford Scalding Tarns, even online. Suspend Greater Gargadon and pass the turn. Opponent, Aether Vial, ticking up. Hey, Phoenix, how's it going? We're playing Seba's list that he recommended. Opponent plays a Ghost Quarter and a Blade Splicer. We untap, Gargadon ticking down. We draw. Spirebluff Canal. Got number 2 in Apex match. Salty. We'll play Spirebluff Canal, and I think we're going to Anger of the Gods here. Alright, we anger the board away. Pass the turn. Opponent's probably going to Violent an Arbiter. They don't. Takes Vial up to 3. Plays a Displacer. Gargadon ticking down. We draw. Mountain. Mountain's good. Play Chandra. We are going to attempt to shoot down this Displacer. Hey, it worked. Okay, opponent, don't have anything to Vial in. Dang. Second Displacer. Alright then. Opponent attacks and kills Chandra. Yep, that makes sense. I expect that fully. Opponent plays another Aether Vial. We draw Spirebluff Canal. Let's go ahead and play a Steam Vents. Yeah. Transmute for Engineered Explosives. And pass the turn. We're not going to play it just in case our opponent has a Flicker Wisp. But we are going to put it on 1 next turn and blow up the board. Like, if we could top deck any As Foretold Electro-Balance effect, or As Foretold or Electrodominance effect, we would be in an amazing place. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Top Deck God. You're the best. So let's Spirebluff Canal untapped. Engineered Explosives on 1. Blow up the board. Pass the turn. Top Deck God only likes me. I'm just... when it comes to deities, whether they exist or not, I try to be nice. Ooh, Forge Tender, huh? It'd be a shame if something were to happen to you. So, Electro-Balance, X0, maintain priority. Sack all but 1 of our lands. We don't want him to come off suspend before our opponent, before we resolve this Restore Balance. Because if we do, he gets to keep a Forge Tender, which can block Gargadon for the rest of time. So we Restore Balance. Opponent discards a card, sacks all but 1 land, and sacks all their creatures. They get to keep one land. They discarded Path, so presumably their last card in hand is also Path. Gargadon coming off Suspend. Yep, opponent had another Path. Okay. Get a Mountain. We draw. Quicken. Cycle Quicken. Draw Serum Visions. Pass the turn. Opponent will theoretically have a harder time rebuilding than we do, unless they top deck lands first. So we'll cast Serum Visions. Draw Gargadon. Steam Vents. We put Electrodominance to the bottom and Steam Vents on top. We don't have a way to take advantage of the Electrodominance. Pass the turn. Welcome new viewers to the stream. I'm Kano. We're a little bit tipsy and modern, and we're playing Electrodominance Restore Balance. We'll play a Steam Vents tapped. Suspend another Gargadon. I'm tempted to Devastating Summons here, but I feel as though that is incorrect. Okay, opponent draws a card. And gets in for 1. We go to 9. What can you sacrifice for the wolf? An artifact, creature, or land we can sacrifice for Gargadon here. And we can sacrifice lands for Devastating Summons. My apologies if the cards are a little bit small. Untap. Time counters ticking down on Gargadons. We draw and opt. Well, we opt. Now we slide a hand. There's Restore Balance. I'm going to take Restore Balance. We have more live draws with a Restore Balance in hand. If we draw an As Foretold, this game is over. Opponent gets in for 1. Gargadon's ticking down. Suspend the 4th Gargadon. Words I thought I would never utter. Opponent plays an Eldrazi Temple. Gets in for 1, takes us to 7. We just need a top deck. This deck runs 12 cantrips. And there it is. Cast an As Foretold. Sack a land. Sack a land. Sack a land. Restore Balance. Oh my god, if I'm getting mana tithed. Opponent floats a bunch of mana. Does not have mana tithe. Oh, they're going to flash in a Restoration Angel. No! Instant speed creatures are only weakness! Oh gosh. Red land. No! No, we need to draw another Restore Balance to live. This list does have a Singleton Quicken. No! Oh, we died to the flash creature. Sad face. Alright. I'm gonna bring in Flame Slash. Over Sleight of Hand. Over an Opt. This list needs 4 times Quicken. I don't know that that's the case. Quicken is only good if you're As Foretolding. Electrodominance is instant speed by itself. I still want to Quicken a Sun Scour. I think that's my all-time I either want to quicken a Sun Scour or quicken a Time Stretch. One of those two things. You ever seen the fear in your opponent's eyes as you go quicken end of turn, turn 2, just to Serum Visions? No, but that does sound like fun. I have like 2 or 3 modern decks I want to run through today. I'm planning on streaming for a while because I need to get some content ready to go for the weekend because I'm not going to be able to stream after today. And I'm not going to be able to do any sort of content after today for another couple days. So, quick into magazine. I don't know what you mean. I'm missing something. Yeah, no, we got the early Electro-Dominance with a red land, so we're gonna keep. When it mulls to 5. Why doesn't this say discard a card? That's how Phoenix rolls. Oh, right, because Phoenix brings magazines for his opponent. Suspend Gargadon, pass the turn. Opponent plays a plane. Modern is tomorrow afternoon. Just got a new issue of Game Informer. Nice. We'll play Talaria West, suspend Gargadon. Need to get all these useless cards out of her hand. Opponent just gives up. Oh, they don't want to deal with the jank. Oh, yes. Yes, we crushed his spirit. With elephants. Phoenix. Oh, you have a great sense of humor. You too, Midnight Pearl. You two are lovely people. Also, Phoenix, it's not a trick of the lens. This is a 55-ounce Pilsner glass. Full of homebrew. Because homebrew is cheap. Nobody wants to play with me. Sometimes if you sit in queue for a long time, people won't join. I don't know why. Welcome to Kano, where the deck isn't the only homebrew. That's me. So yeah, let me bring up this other list real quick. This was my first attempt at just throwing together a sort of Travis Wu style glittering conflux list. And like, it's got a really sweet combo in it. But it also runs unexpected results, which is like my favorite card ever. No, this is still the same homebrew. The lemon lime wine won't be done for another couple of days. It's almost done though. I can't wait to drink it. I had a sample last night and it's delicious. Yeah, we're still waiting in queue with Electro-Dominance Restore Balance, but I want to play this deck at some point tonight, and it's bad and needs a little work. But the idea is like lemon lime wine. You heard right. 64 ounces of lemon juice, 7 pounds of sugar, a packet of yeast, and 5 gallons of water. Plus some Camden sulfites and tannins, but... did I say 32 ounces of lime juice? 32 ounces of lime juice. But yeah, I really want to play this deck, but I'm having fun with Restore Balance right now. I'm only allowed to brew rhyming beers now. Based on what metric? Lime and wine don't rhyme. Maybe I'm... Shit! You got me, Phoenix. Roommate gets their bathtub back soon. It's not bathtub, Jim. What's the matter? Does no one want to play any two-mans today? Like he's waiting in queue. I know. Prison beer? It's better than prison beer. Give me some credit. I actually gave some to, I gave a few bottles to friends of mine, and they told me it was delicious. I was actually really happy about that. I had been worried. The legend of Electro-Dominance has spread. To be fair, the version of the deck that I'm playing I called Electro-Balance. But, whatever. I have to get used to all these new card names because they're hard for me to say. Also, I'm putting up the stream VOD. Oh, let me bring this up real quick. So on my YouTube, I'm pulling up the... This is the thumbnail for the Ill-Gotten Inheritance limited deck that I played yesterday for the video that goes up tomorrow. I'm very proud of this. It took me over 10,000 hours in MS Paint. I hope you're all very appreciative. Oh, come on. There we go. Heck yeah, I won't play first. We have Electrodominance, we have Restore Balance, we have a million cantrips, we just need a second red land. And a Gargadon. Alright, we'll start Flooded Strand. Fetch up a Steam Vents and cast Serum Visions. Pay 2 life. Whoops. Tap for blue so we can Serum Visions. We draw Ancestral Vision. Talaria West to the bottom, Spire Bluff to the top, pass the turn. You know, it didn't do that the last game. You can rewatch the VOD. I promise. It didn't happen the last game. We draw Spire Bluff Canal, play Spire Bluff Canal, pass the turn, hold up Remand, Electro-Dominance, and double opt. Opponent finds a breeding pool, tapped. Plays an island. Oh, we opt. Sleight of hand to the bottom, draw Polluted Delta, and we opt. Serum Visions to the bottom, draw Mountain. Untap. Draw Steam Vents. Play a Mountain. I'm actually going to suspend this Ancestral. Could it be the fabled blue-green turns? It's more likely that stupid Sultai Wilderness taking turns deck. That mystical teachings for Ugin's or Nexus of Fate every turn. Opponent Growth Spirals. I'll let you have it. That can resolve. Hey, look, it's Sultai. I bet you it's that Wilderness Reclamation deck. Opponent plays a Hinterland Harbor. And passes. We untap Ancestral ticking down. We draw Talaria West. We'll play a Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays a Watery Grave and shocks. Ooh, spooky. Or it was the next level that tells them I do in fact have Cryptic, but I'm not scared of them. Play an island, pass the turn. We really need a Gargadon at this point. Opponent casts a Teachings. We'll let that resolve. We just need a Devastating Summons or a Gargadon. Opponent opts. They tutored for a Remand. Well, Storm doesn't run Ancestral Visions, so that's highly unlikely. Okay, Gargadon off the top, please. Blood Moon. Whoo! Oh boy! We can instant speed a Blood Moon! Oh! Instant speed Blood Moons! I'm gonna go mad with power! Opponent draws with Growth Spiral. Draws with Growth Spiral. Plays a Field of Ruin. Well, we know they only have a Remand. So let's do this. We oh no, we can't. We can't yet. Dang it. If our opponent like taps their Field of Ruin for something, we could. We can't yet. We need one more land to hold up Remand in addition. I almost did that wrong. Okay, Ancestral Vision. Finally coming off Suspend. Draw a bunch of cards. Opponent remands. Yeah, that's fine. We draw Gargadon. Play Talaria West. Suspend Gargadon. Pass the turn. Oh, you just lost! Oh, man. This is mean. So first, sack all of our lands. Then, we Electro-Dominance. X is 0. Cast Restore Balance. And we'll remand Teachings, too. For good measure. Blood Moon, you fool! No. No. For 2 mana, we just Armageddon. Yes! We still get to suspend an Ancestral Visions, too. Oh, no, we don't. Never mind. I lied. Forget that last part. I lied. Good luck now, opponent! Oh, they concede! Instant speed Armageddons! Oh, I love my life right now. That was great. That was glorious. Okay. We want Blood Moon. Probably want Cryptic. We're gonna cut some stuff. We're gonna cut 2 Ancestral Vision. I think. No. We're gonna cut 1 Ancestral Vision. And we cut an Opt and a Serum Visions. And then a Serum Visions. And then a Sleight of Hand. We run it back like this after bringing in all the Dispels. Oh, man. That felt great. I don't know if anybody in chat has ever instant speeded in Armageddon, but people should do it more often. If you're just now joining us, I'm Kano. I'm a little bit tipsy, and we're playing Red-Blue Restore Balance Electro-Dominance combo in Modern. Just running her through some 2-mans today. And we're having a lot of fun. All right. Opponent mulliganed. We're going to keep. We have 2 As Foretold and a turn 1 Suspend Gargadon. Opponent starts Breeding Pool tapped. Well, we start Mountain Suspend Gargadon. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. We untap. Gargadon taken down. We draw a Polluted Delta. We'll play an island, cast a Sleight of Hand. I'm going to take Dispel. I know we could have taken the Talaria West there to transmute for Restore Balance, but I really feel like I'm going to need this Dispel. Goodness. 5-card penalty. Play an island, cast a Serum Visions. Draw Steam Vents. Steam Vents to the bottom. Op to the bottom. Pass the turn. Yep, 5 yards, yes. I used to play football. It probably shows. Opponent casts a Mystical Teachings. They only have 3 cards in hand. I'm going to Dispel this. Gargadon continuing to tick down. We draw a 3rd As Foretold. Well, play an As Foretold. Opponent Logic Knots for 1. Sure. Steam Vents tapped. Your move, opponent. Opponent extirpates As Foretold. No! Oh my god! Oh, we just got Cabal therapied. That's not cool. Oh, well, we have a Cryptic command for what it's worth. Pass the turn. Opponent fields us. We get a mountain. Well, now we have to fetch a Steam Vents if we want a Cryptic. Opponent plays a Polluted Delta. They only have 2 cards in hand. We're going to wait on cracking a fetch land until we have another fetch land to crack with it. Gargadon taken down. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. The reason that we're doing it this way is because now if we crack a fetch and they want to respond, we can crack another fetch and then cast Cryptic. When it fetches up an island. I think we counter and draw. Yeah, I think we counter and draw. Fetch up a Steam Vents. Counter target spell, draw a card. There's Restore Balance. Now we just need Electro-Dominance. And the combo will be assembled. Opponent plays a land, passes the turn. We untap, we draw Serum Visions, cast a Serum Visions. Dispel. Okay, I'm actually going to put Chandra on top Giggity. Pass the turn. Gargadon, 4 turns left, excuse me. We untap. Gargadon ticks down. We draw Chandra. Play Chandra. Opponent Cryptics. Dispel the Cryptic. Chandra resolves. Ooh. So, because life total is not that much of a concern here, we're going to shock in the Steam Vents. We're going to plus Chandra. Get a Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Opponent. This is revenge for milling me the other day, Mr. Sultai. Or not milling me, for not letting me mill you, deck. I'm saying that against his deck, not necessarily against that person. We cast an Opt, off the top. Devastating summons to the bottom. Draw Sleight of Hand, cast Sleight of Hand. Get a Sleight of Hand, cast a Sleight of Hand. Ooh. Blood Moon, not actually that good. We'll play a we'll draw a Blood Moon because we don't need the other card. We'll pass the turn. Opponent is running out of time and very fast. Opponent casts a Hieroglyphic Illumination. Can we let that resolve? Do we have to counter that? I think we're okay to let it go. Finds a Watery Grave. Opponent plays a Wilderness Reclamation. Opts. Plays a Watery Grave tapped. Passes to their end step. Okay, we untap. Gargadon ticking down. We draw. Ancestral. Plus Chandra. And did we just reveal Restore Balance? Okay, cool. Cast Blood Moon. I tapped for that in the worst possible way. Oh my god. Speaking of football terminology, can you spell punt? Opponent plays a second Wilderness Reclamation. Oh my god. So much mana at the end step. Opponent untaps all their lands again. And scoops it up. We win. We got there. They can't answer the 9/7. Woohoo! Oh, I like this deck. This deck's fun. Electro-Balance. Don't stop me now, 'cause I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now, 'cause I'm having such a good time. Just give me a call, said don't stop me now. Sorry. It's not a keepable hand. That one is, though. Bottom. Play Spire Bluff, Sleight of Hand. Ooh, Ancestral Visions. Take Ancestral Visions, pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Thoughtseize off of an Amonkhet Swamp. Wah, wah. Opponent takes Ancestral Visions. Interesting. Oh, we drew another As Foretold. So let's sleight a hand. Take Serum Visions. Play a Sulphur Falls. Pass the turn. So unless they hit us with a good old double hand hate spell, we're probably okay. Is this 8-rack? This might be 8-rack. Alright, well, we untap. We draw Gargadon. Play an As Foretold. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Bloodghast. It kind of looks like Pox to me. As Foretold, ticking up. We draw Serum Visions. Play Serum Visions, see what we draw. It's an Opt. Spire Bluff and Flooded Strand to the bottom. Cast an Opt. Steam Vents to the bottom. Electro-Dominance. Suspend Gargadon, pass the turn. So, Electro-Dominance can put Lotus Bloom into play, which effectively makes it a 2-mana ritual, but I haven't found a way to abuse that yet. I might put it into Sorcery Storm, honestly. Phyrexian Arena? But opponent, you're not supposed to draw cards. Alright. We'll transmute Talaria West for Restore Balance. Sack our lands. Yield to the ability. Alright, so opponent has to sack all of their lands, sack their Bloodghast, and discard a card. Man, that's powerful. Are you seeing this right now? Because I am, and holy crap. I mean, they have a Phyrexian Arena, so they're probably going to rebuild faster than us, unless, of course, they don't draw lands. Opponent draws an extra card. Finds a land, because of course they do. Gets back a Bloodghast. We untap. Gargadon ticking down, As Foretold ticking up. We draw. Electro-Dominance number 2. Cast an As Foretold with As Foretold. Just for some redundancy. And pass the turn. Opponent loses a life and draws a card. Attacks for 2 and takes us to 16. Plays a Cabal Stronghold. Ooh. They look like they might be mono black. We get a land. We'll play a land. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to 13 and draws. Finds another land. It's in for 2, takes us to 14. We would really like another Restore Balance. We have a lot of good draws. Island is not one of them, though. All right, pass the turn. Actually, we probably should have been holding that island, now that I'm thinking about it. Just for the whole you know, restore balance and then play a land thing. But we have 2 as foretold, so I don't know how important that is. When it gets in for 2, it takes us to 12, plays their 4th land. Untap all of our stuff. Counters moving everywhere. We draw another island. This one I'm going to hold. If it was a red land, I'd consider playing it to Electro-Dominance for 1. When it goes to 10, we really, really would like another Restore Balance before we get this Gargadon off suspend so that it doesn't just die to a kill spell because our opponent appears to be on Mono Black Devotion. When it plays another Marsh Flats, passes. We untap. Restore Balance, please. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. We'll play Chandra. Plus Chandra for damage. Revealing Talaria West. Oh, sad face. Okay. We'll play the island at this point. Pass the turn. Does the opponent have a Hero's Downfall for this? Vraska's Contempt. Ooh, spicy. Vraska's Contempt in Modern, I approve. I love Vraska's Contempt. Opponent is going to have a lot of mana. It's kind of sad that we didn't get this Talaria West off the top, though. We have a million cantrips. We just need a Restore Balance. When it gets in for 2, takes us to 8. Opponent cracks Marsh Flats for a swamp. They can activate 2 Cabal Strongholds to get up to 6 black mana. I think that's how that works. Opponent Inquisitions us. Takes a Restore Balance, or takes an Electro-Dominance. Plays a Gifted Aetherborn. Plays a Confidant. Alright, well, Gargadon is going to come off of Suspend. Which is slightly awkward for us. We draw Flooded Strand. We'll play a Flooded Strand. We can attack, but all it does is trade for Gifted Aetherborn, so we're not going to do that. I think our opponent is going to Grey Merchant us, and we're going to die. Opponent loses a life to Phyrexian Arena. Dark Confidant finds them a Gifted Aetherborn. Maybe we can get them to die to their own triggers. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Just like 4 mana, 2 damage burn spell. Slaughter Pact. Jeez. They're doing something. I'm not sure what, but they're doing something. Then a Gray Merchant for lethal. Okay. Well, Blood Moon doesn't really do anything. They're all basic swamps, except for Cabal Stronghold. Well, no, they have a lot of fetch lands. Maybe we bring it in? Let's see. Cryptic seems powerful versus them. Flame Slash. We'll bring in a Braid too. Let's cut an Opt, a Serum Visions, a Sleight of Hand, and a Visions. And try it like that. Go to game 2. Well, they're almost certainly going to have Hand Hate, but this has the combo in it. We'll keep. When it starts Leyline of the Void, they don't want us doing any graveyard shenanigans. I mean, like, that's okay, Phoenix. I mean, you do you, man. Just happy you're here. When it starts Marsh Flats, cracks Marsh Flats, and finds Swamp. Thoughtseize. Alright. When it takes as foretold, we opt. Find an opt. Draw an opt. Pass the turn. Untap, we draw an Ancestral Visions. Suspend Ancestral, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Marsh Flats and passes. Well, let's opt. Yeah, we'll draw a Restore Balance. I think that's okay. We can get Electro-Dominance, that'd be cool. Cast a Serum Visions. Draw Gargadon. Steam Vents and Quicken to the bottom. Play Talaria West. Suspend Gargadon. Pass the turn. Opponent does not crack Marsh Flats, indicating they are trying to draw land. Draw Polluted Delta. Cracks Polluted Delta for a swamp. Cracks Marsh Flats for a swamp. Opponent plays a Liliana of the Veil. Makes us discard. We pitch Talaria West. We untap. Triggers going on the stack. We draw a Spire Bluff Canal. We'll play the Canal. Pass the turn. We would really like an Electro-Dominance. Opponent casts Lost Legacy on us? Oh, are they gonna name Restore Balance? They named a Leyline of the Void? What? Oh, they targeted themselves. What? What is happening? Opponent just lost Legacy to get 3 Leylines of the Void out of their deck, rather than target us and name anything they're afraid of. Okay. Ancestral Gargadon ticking down. We draw another Restore Balance. Pass the turn. I am greatly concerned right now for my opponent's sanity. At this point, I don't know if they would have... Oh, they do have extirpates. I don't know if they'd have surgicals. They have surgicals, so we do not discard Restore Balances if at all avoidable. Okay, opponent nukes a Spire Bluff Canal, assuming that we don't have another red source, I guess. We should have one more mountain. Play a mountain. Pass the turn. We untap. Theoretically. And we draw a bunch of cards. There's an As Foretold. Play Sulphur Falls. Play As Foretold. Suspend Gargadon. Sack a land, sack a land, sack a land, sack a land. Oh, I did this wrong. I did this way wrong. But our mono black opponent probably doesn't have, you know, Dark Ritual, Scour from Existence or something like that. Restore the balance. Opponent loses all their lands. We pass. Opponent ticks up Liliana of the Veil. We'll discard we'll discard this Flooded Strand. If they alt Liliana, it doesn't do anything. You can be like, you can sacrifice a pile of 1 permanent or sacrifice a pile of 0 permanents. Alright, pass the turn back. The only kill spell they could have that would kill Gargadon with a top deck land would be Vendetta. Opponent makes us discard. We discard Restore Balance. Opponent discards an Inquisition. We untap Gargadon coming off suspend. Oh no, they could have a Slaughter Pact, but then they would die to the trigger. Cast a Gargadon. And opponent scoops it up. I'm going to take a quick bio break before the third game. And I'm back. So let's submit deck and get on with it. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Opponent's gonna have a handful of hand hate anyway, probably. That's what they've been willing to heap against us, so. Opponent starts Desert of the Glorified. You know, if you're running Cabal Stronghold, I don't think you should be running Deserts. Personal opinion, might be unpopular. Play Spire Bluff Canal, suspend Ancestral Vision, and pass the turn. Opponent plays a Polluted Delta. And Gifted Aetherborn. We untap, Ancestral Vision taken down, we draw Blood Moon. Well, that's Serum Visions. We draw a Cryptic Command, Flooded Strand, and opt to the bottom. Play Spire Bluff Canal and Sleight of Hand. Pick up a Remand, pass the turn. Opponent gets in for 2. Death Touch and Lifelink. Plays a Field of Ruin. And a Liliana of the Veil. Opponent ticks up on Liliana, and we will discard... I think we discard this Blood Moon. I don't think it's as useful as land here. We untap, Ancestral ticking down. We draw Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Play a Spire Bluff Canal, pass the turn. Opponent gets in for 2. Takes us to 16. Makes us both discard. We will discard Remand. Opponent discards Obliterator. Plays a Confidant. Well, we untap. Ancestral Vision's taken down. We draw an island. Play an island, pass the turn. If our opponent takes up Liliana again, we're going to discard Steam Vents, and then we are going to attempt to bounce and draw at the end step. We would really, really like to hit a Restore Balance. Opponent Inquisitions, they have only one legal target. Opponent gets in, does 4 damage. Ticks up, makes us both discard. We discard Steam Vents. Opponent discards Vraska's Contempt. So we will recoil the Liliana and draw a card. We draw Quicken. Untap, Ancestral Visions coming off Suspend. Draw a bunch of cards. We draw. There's an Electrodominance. So play Chandra. Tick up for mana. Electrodominance our opponent. X is 0. And cast Restore Balance. We sack a land, they sack their guys. Okay. Play Sulphur Falls, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Vampire Hexmage to kill our Chandra. That's some clever tech, actually. So first we Serum Visions. for an as foretold. Polluted Delta on the bottom, Ancestral Visions on top. Play as foretold, because once it's on board, our opponent will have no answer for it. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp, reanimates a Bloodghast. One moment, I will be right back. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. I had some things I needed to go do. Cast Ancestral Visions with as foretold. Draw a bunch of cards. Pass the turn. We can kind of get through this Liliana with transmuting these as fortolds, or transmuting these Talaria Wests into powerful zero-cost spells. Hopefully. If our opponent doesn't have a target for whatever's in their hand and they tick up Liliana. So we discard a mountain. Opponent discards Liliana. We untap. As foretold ticking up, and we draw Electro-Dominance. So let's transmute for an Ancestral. Cast it with as foretold. Play a mountain. Suspend Gargadon. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in for 2 with Bloodghast. Opponent plays a Dark Confidant. Ticks up to make his discard. We discard Electro-Dominance. Untap. Gargadon ticking down, as foretold ticking up. Well, we have to transmute for Restore Balance, which is kind of unfortunate. I guess we should have Serum Visions first to see if we drew it, but... Bottom. So we cast Restore Balance with as foretold. Sack a land, sack a land, sack land, sack land, and sack a land. Okay, let all of these abilities resolve. And we Armageddon the board. Opponent gets to keep their Planeswalker. We discard our hand. So opponent can keep ticking up Liliana, but it's kind of futile to do so. I don't think they can get it high enough before Gargadon comes off suspend to still have the ability to make a sack after the fact. Opponent discards a Lost Legacy. Not to mention we can still cast things off of As Foretold. One spell a turn anyway. I kind of like the art on As Foretold, like a real whole lot. It's that whole second sun business. Oh, we draw an opt. Pass the turn. We probably should have cast it to see if we had a land. I'm going to reanimate Bloodghast. That's kind of annoying. Opponent gets in for 2, takes us to 6. Opponent ticks up, makes us discard. We untap. As Foretold, taken down, we draw Steam Vents. Play the Steam Vents tapped. Oh, we would have had it last turn. I should have cast it, but I didn't. Opponent makes both players discard. They discard a Thoughtseize. They get in for 2, take us to 4. We untap. Take a counter off Gargadon. We draw Polluted Delta. We'll play a Polluted Delta. Sack the Polluted Delta. Get a Gargadon. We have to kill Liliana. So we have to survive this Bloodghast for 1 turn. Takes us to 2. As Foretold taken up, we draw an island. We'll play an island, pass the turn. We can't attack or we die. Untap. We draw another Gargadon. Actually, if we wait 2 turns, we can cast it. I think that's what we have to do. Let's try and wait and hard cast Gargadon off of As Foretold. But it plays a swamp. If they have a Doomblade or anything like it, they're going to kill us right here. When it cracks Polluted Delta. 2 mana finds. Oh, they drain us with Collective Brutality. Well, dang. That was a pretty epic conclusion. Alright, one more. One more with Electro-Balance. Oh my god. You ever had an opening hand with a playset of a single card? Fortunately, it's not even playable. The mulligan. It's a little better. We'll keep this one. Opt on the bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Wooded Foothills. Finds a Sacred Foundry. Well, it's a Swift Spear. Looking like burn. Opponent gets in for 1. We go to 19, untap. We draw Restore Balance. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Opponent. Second Monastery Swiftspear. Gets in for 2. We go to 17. We'll crack this, fetch up a Steam Vents. Tapped, untap, we draw an Opt. We'll play a Spire Bluff Canal, pass the turn, and hold up Remand. When it plays a Mountain, plays Goblin Guide. Well, Remand Goblin Guide. Anything we can do to get some early cantrips in here. We really would like an Electro-Dominance or an As Foretold off the top. It would be super good. Steam Vents on top. Take 4, go to 12, untap. We draw another Steam Vents. We'll play a Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Opponent goes to attacks. F6 is through their attack step for some reason. Suspends a Rift Bolt. Well, we opt. As foretold on top. Fetch up a Steam Vents. Tapped. Untap. We draw Gargadon. Gargy Boy. 1 Gargy Boy. We'll shock Steam Vents. Suspend Gargadon. Play as foretold. Sack all our lands. Restore Balance. Opponent sacks all their lands. Sacks all their guys. Passes. Rift Bolt coming off suspend. Gonna aim at our face. Only real target. We go to 6. Opponent's got no lands. We untap. Gargadon ticking down. As foretold ticking up. We draw Serum Visions. I'll play Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Oh shoot, I should have cast Serum Visions. My bad. I keep forgetting I can do that. Opponent, no lands. We untap. We draw Blood Moon. Cast Serum Visions. Draw Devastating Summons. Serum Visions to the bottom, Mountain on top. Pass the turn. Opponent finds a Stomping Ground. Lava Spikes. We untap. Gargadon ticking down. We draw a Mountain. We'll pay a red. Sack a land. Cast Restore Balance. Play a Mountain. Cast Devastating Summons. Sack 1 land. Sack 2 creatures. Remove the last 2 counters off Gargadon. Get a 9/7. Attack for 9. Take our opponent to 6. Okay, if they get a land for a bolt, they win. They had to top deck that land. That's pretty saddening. Alright, for burn. What do we do for burn? I guess Remand is pretty bad, so we'll drop Remands, bring in Dispels. Bring in Flame Slash and a Braid. Drop Ancestral Visions and a Serum Visions, I guess. Try like this. Alright, yes, I would like to play first. No, I will not keep this hand. Okay, yeah, I've seen worse. Island to the bottom. Play a Spire Bluff, suspend Ancestral Visions, pass the turn. When it plays a Mountain, plays a Swift Spear, gets in for 1, we take 1. Go to 19, untap. Ancestral Visions taken down. We draw Sleight of Hand. Let's go ahead and Sleight of Hand. Pick up a Sleight of Hand. Play an Island. Sleight of Hand. Pick up an As Foretold. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Wooded Foothills. Plays a Goblin Guide. Gets in for 3. We reveal a Greater Gargadon. Go to 16. Opponent cracks a Wooded Foothills. Finds a Sacred Foundry. Shocks it in. And suspends a Rift Bolt. Okay, Ancestral Vision still ticking down. We draw a second Greater Gargadon. Play As Foretold. Alright, Rift Bolt coming off suspend for our opponent. Takes us to 13. Gonna attack for 4, maybe? Opponent bolts. They might have lethal here. Lava Spikes. Attacks for 6, takes us to 1. Draw Talaria West. We untap. We draw Restore Balance. Suspend Gargadon. Suspend Gargadon. Sack a land. Sack a land. Sack a land. Restore Balance. Opponent loses everything. We discard... Okay, we're going to keep Chandra and discard the Talaria West. Pass the turn. Alright. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. No lands, no creatures. We're almost hellbent. It's dark and I'm wearing glasses. Let's go. Okay, Ancestral Visions coming off suspend. We draw 3 extra cards this turn. Gargadon's ticking down. As Foretold ticking down. We draw a Sleight of Hand. Play a Spire Bluff Canal. We Sleight of Hand. We pick up an Electro-Dominance and pass the turn. Opponent draws a card but is unable to play anything because they don't draw any lands. Yield the Gargadon triggers. We draw. And a Braid. We'll play a Flooded Strand. Devastating Summons. Sack both lands. Make a couple 2/2s. Pass the turn. Opponent finds a Wooded Foothills. Passes. We untap. Bunch of triggers. Steam Vents tapped. Cast a Chandra. Plus the Chandra. Don't cast Quicken. Get in for 4. Opponent cracks Wooded Foothills and finds a mountain. Finds a Stomping Ground. Oh no. Oh! Oh! Shoot. Can we kill our own guy? Does that counter it? I don't think so, but... Dang it.